All right. So the topic of this video is website navigation. So Ken, let's talk about some of the navigation issues you've seen on various industrial e-commerce sites. What are some of the most common mistakes you see happening?
Kris, great to be here on another episode here of our ongoing video series. Navigation is absolutely critical for all of the reasons that we all know and love. It puts eyeballs of qualified buyers in touch with the product that they are going to purchase, right? So the importance of optimizing these experiences is critical. I see a lot of challenges being presented to these users trying to accomplish a really meaningful buying behavior when they're on manufacturer websites. And it all starts with making sure that your content is on the website in the first place. Start there. There's a lot of organizations out there that when a customer is holding a part number, maybe they pulled it out of an application, if you're that sort of creator of products, that when they pull the part number and they find the part and they go to your website and they do it and they look for it in search or through product categories and they can't find it, you failed them. You failed them hard because they're coming there to find the product that they need a replacement for, as an example. So the first thing is make sure your product content is on your website. Every single part number that is any printed catalog that you give to customers, put it on your site. Make sure it's available. So that's issue number one. Second one is the ways that buyers seek and identify those products through navigation. You got to make sure that you're filtering and sorting your products based on the attributes, the engineering attributes that your engineers are coming to your site to find product in the first place. So when I talk about navigation, it's not just the products tab down, it also covers search. It also includes the importance and the depth of your attributes. So you've got to make sure that you're presenting a variety of attribute formats and features so that customers can filter out the 99.9% of your product catalog they're not interested in buying or seeking information for at that exact moment. So attributes critically important. And last is make sure that if they're not going to be navigating through product categories with these attributes, they're going to be using search. So the top three mistakes I see are all related to simply connecting customers to products and part numbers.
Yeah, and when we think about those three mistakes, I guess what's the major consequence of not correcting those mistakes?
How about this? One word: profitability. I think every executive that might be watching this session right now should recognize is that if you're putting hurdles and friction in front of your customers trying to seek and identify product that you sell, you're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself in conversion rates. And those conversion rates ultimately lead to profitability. So the biggest and the worst outcome here is the fact that you've got a meaningful, qualified buyer that can't further that relationship with you or in their buying process on your website. That's the biggest challenge. And then secondly, I would say is when you have unhappy customers, you know who's really unhappy? Your employees. Your customers are angry and frustrated. Your employees are the ones that are holding the bag of frustrating experiences that you're providing customers. And use this analogy, if you will. CX equals EX. When you have happy customers, you have happy employees. When you have happy employees and happy customers, you become more profitable.
Oh, I've seen that in my own business, so I can certainly relate to that. Do you think that, any of these navigation issues could be a result of the different technologies that are being used? Can you just comment on that?
Yeah, so one of the exercises that I've gone through with other clients is look at any given part number page, for instance. Like literally, look at all of the content that is being presented front end to your customers on a part number page. And there's a lot of different mixes out there. E-commerce, PIM, marketing automation, ERP, right? These are all different data components that get constructed and built visually to be interacted with a customer. having things like lead time and custom logged in price, for instance, made available on a part number page is how all these technologies have to work together. One of the other big challenges that I see in a lot of industrial organizations is that in that primary navigation, it's called primary for a reason, by the way, it's on every page, and it's the one place that a user should feel comfortable and understand where everything is for your entire site. So what happens is the industrial organizations from the products tab down is an e-commerce tool, but everything else is marketing automation. But what does that mean for the header and footer and breadcrumbs and your data analytics behind the scenes on the websites, right? So all of these different platforms have to sing and work together to present one seamless experience to your customers, because at the end of the day, they don't care what tools you have behind the scenes. Their expectations are a lot higher than what the website's providing.
Yeah, I think that's the value of digital e-commerce, right? Is you get to leverage all of the tools you've been investing in your business and create the seamless experience for your customers. So that's kind of the beauty of it all. So let's leave our audience here today with a starting point for correcting any current navigation issues. What's the most important thing that should be checked and what action should be taken?
Well, I'm going to start, Kris, with the most fundamental of fundamental expectations of web users today. That when I click your logo, it takes me back to the homepage. A lot of manufacturers have grown through acquisition. They have a lot of different divisions or business units. And what happens is when they want to present specific content to each one of those acquisitions or business units, if you will, customers, when they click the logo, expect to see everything. And this is really important. So make sure that those logos are not defaulting and pigeonholing customers into one section of your website because they can't get out. That primary navigation is primary for a reason, and it should apply to all of the sections of your website. So that's the first one. That second one is it's speaking more to this primary navigation, and you've got to make sure that you've got a single header and footer consistent on every single page of your website. Even though you may have a marketing automation tool powering part of your site and an e-commerce tool providing the experience in another site, those headers and footers are the get out of jail free cards for users to come in and identify another page that they want to navigate to. If I'm on an e-commerce tool and I click the home button, it should take me to the exact same place as if I'm in the marketing automation tool experience as well.
Yeah, great stuff. I'm sure this will be very helpful for the manufacturers and industrial companies that we're all trying to connect with here.